This is not the Frost you are looking for, and this is not Tools of the Trade. Mechanics are very important because without them, your car wouldn't get very far. Wait, what? No, who wrote this? That's wrong mechanic there. Mechanics are very important because without them, you wouldn't hit anything. But if you're hitting everything and you're still getting out-farmed, out-rotated, outplayed, then you're lacking in the more brain side of things. That's not to say that you're stupid by any means. I mean, maybe you are. Who am I to take that from you? But you're generally just not thinking or putting as much attention to the details as you should. For example, we've all seen this, getting a neath to backflip. They're so simple, so predictable, aren't they? But what if your opponent wasn't as simple? What if the matchmaking just had a bit of a day and graced you with the likes of someone as tenured and aggressive as Zapman? Fortunately, hyper-aggression is very easy to control, it's very easy to predict.
And here we have Zapman still fighting my minion. So what's going to happen here is he throws his axe, and I'm not going to use my tiger form because I know 100% in my mind that Zap is going to dash back in to go for the Mercury because that is who Zap is. Zap is an aggressive player and he's always looking for big plays.
Unfortunately, he is still a very high-level player who continues to refine his aggressive playstyle. There's a reason Zapman Worlds and Worlds didn't.
But support Aurora as well. He wants Ataraxia, but Variety's still here. Like Zapman doesn't care though. Zapman's at Worlds and he's trying to make this work for his team right now.
It's the dual lane from Eager just brawling in the jungle. Zapman finds two. Aurora's gonna pick up Variety as well.
And now potentially a chance for United to erase the lead from Trifecta. A nice job with the axe, jumping right up and back down in place, but rooted, and the beads now forced down. Neil has rejoined the fray, but pulled back in by the bug. And Zapman turns it around and screams. The one that ends up falling. What a play from the Euler.
So first step, identify their behavior. He's aggressive. He's going to look to pound me into the ground. Second, you identify your options in return. You could attempt to counter aggression with passive behavior. And the reason passive play is frowned upon is because he will gain all pressure by being at my tower line. He can easily then go into my jungle, or the jungler can walk into our camps without fear of contention, and this is how they gain a slow gold and experience lead. I could match his aggression with my own, at the risk of my own death, but normally that wouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, his Kumbhakarn seemed to be a little lackluster, to put it nicely. And I really doubt the Kumbha's gonna farm with Zap the entire time, so I'm kinda screwed in the long run. My support's gonna share with me, his is not. He's naturally going to gain a bigger lead. Also, we accidentally drafted a very push-heavy composition. If I somehow manage to push him back, he'll be able to rotate to fights better than I will. So by slowly weaning out these options, we've managed to find out where it is that we want him, around the halfway part of the lane or a quarter into my zone. That won't give him too much pressure, and that will sort of keep him anchored down in the lane, with the hopes that maybe he gets a kill.
Holy shit, this guy's last hitting.
Retreat!
What in the world?
Be careful, middle.
Now, my behavior will provoke his. I'm not aggressing on him, I don't plan to push him back, but I'm not giving up any room. I'm maintaining this halfway point, but I'm also sort of goading him by standing within range of his auto attacks and his abilities. He lashes out and his actions are met with swift consequences.
Damn, I really did lose a big wave though. That actually is pretty bad.
An enemy has been slain.
That wave would have been level 8.
So recap, he did a certain action, that action was met with an equal and quite as violent reaction. Maybe the initial action shouldn't be performed. It takes more than just one instance to reinforce this into the head.
Strom's not really like pressuring me, even though he's really ahead of me. Once I get my boots 3, I think I'm gonna pound his ass.
There'll be no pounding of nothing, young man. Still holding W, still smorking. We still haven't gotten it out of him yet. We're gonna need a few more tries for this to go through. I've done videos on both Hachiman and Rom. I believe the matchup early to mid game tends to be in Hachi's favor because of how much burst he has and sustain, but once you get into late game, if they're both there at around the same point, Rom is going to overpower him. So let's try this again, Pavlov. Actions, consequences.
I should have known, bro.
Be careful, rocket in my way.
I wanted to go in, and then like the Wukong's just there waiting for me.
And it's starting to click. I'm an enticing kill after all. He wants to go in, but every time he does go in, he's met with a gank. He applies pressure, that's okay. He applies more pressure, that's okay. He commits, that's when the gank comes around. Now, if he doesn't want to get ganked, it's simple reverse engineering. If you don't like getting ganked, then don't commit. Under constant pressure, I either have to push back or give up tower. But we've shared so much in this lane that I think he's going to make the right choice on his own.
You cannot outrun the
I gotta back up. Someone's obviously coming. Or do you want to play this far up?
Or would I? There's no one coming, but this has happened so many times in this very order that it comes to the point where he's feeling uneasy. And with that, the pace of the lane was decided. His presence was minimized in all other areas of the map. Meanwhile, our camps were secured and I could take a stroll every now and again, grab a tower, grab a few kills here and there. And being a general nuisance.
Maybe a little soft here at some. Don't let them get away.
Oh my god. The double warrior pretty much just ran train. The Rama played well.